What about the other Asian players, Spencer? Talk about their performance. I was kind of disappointed, particularly with the attitude of some of the players, who reckoned that they did well enough.
Yeah. We've discussed it many times, and I think we had, I don't want to say been guilty, but we had maybe raised hopes of the Asian fans and the followers and the people who watched this show, because we had a lot of reasons to be confident that the Asians would put up a good show this time. And, I think, to be brutally honest, it was very disappointing. You take Katayama out of the equation. He obviously had a tremendous tournament, finished fourth, and really kept the Asian flag flying. But beyond that, no, very disappointing. We hoped that Jeev would have a good tournament. He kind of had this double-edged sword. He was drawn with Tiger the first two rounds. And while it's a wonderful experience, I know from talking to a lot of these guys, it also makes it incredibly difficult because the galleries are there to watch Tiger and, all the pressures, the cameramen, everything. Jeev did reasonably well. He was bitterly disappointed, I know, missed out by 2 shots. First time he's missed the cut at Augusta in 3 attempts. And I think with him it's probably just a blip and he'll be back. Prayad was an interesting one. After having pulled out last year with injury, he worked so hard to get back into the tournament, and he was so keyed up to make the cut. He had this great first round 70, which included a triple bogey. He recovered brilliantly, and the most bizarre thing, he just totally lost the plot on the second day. He came out and he said he just had no feel when he was practicing, warming up. And very sad, he ended up shooting, I think, an 84 and missed the cut comfortably. The other one, Lim Wen-tang, who's had a very poor start to the year, it has to be said. He qualified on the back of his Hong Kong Open win at the end of last year. And again, what disappointed me, I think, with him, he came out after the second round and said, I've enjoyed myself, it's been good fun. Well, I think Asian golfers have to get beyond that now. They're competing in this rarefied atmosphere of the major championships, and I think that attitude is not good enough.
Yeah.
And it's got to be, we've got to go out there and really compete. The guy I remember vividly, Shiv Kapoor, a couple of years ago when he qualified for the British Open, and I'd walked with him, I think, the last 9 holes, and he birdied the last hole when he needed to eagle it, I think a par 5 to make the cut. And he was gutted, absolutely. And we walked with him back to the press centre, and the guy was not inconsolable, but really down in the dumps, and I'm not going to let this happen again, I'm going to come back. And I just didn't sense that from some of the Asian players who were at Augusta this year. And I think that side of things has got to improve, or until it does, we're not going to maybe bridge that gap that we know exists and we've been hoping that we're going to narrow.